What's going on with Bring a Trailer lately? I'm hearing a lot of people talk about scams and getting ripped off. Let's dig into this a little bit and I'll show you some examples of what people are saying. Hey, it's Jason with jamzDOTnet, cars, DIY, and adventures. Bring a Trailer was founded in 2007. It really started because the founder, Randy, would find really cool cars and shoot emails to his friends and do a really cool, description of them. And his friends kind of said, "This is great, we love getting your emails." It showcased a lot of project cars initially, and then it really became a full-fledged auction platform. It's one of the biggest marketplaces for selling cars. It runs 7 days a week, and in fact, in 2022, it surpassed $1.3 billion of automotive sales.
$1.3 billion.
Bring a Trailer doesn't take all inventory. They have complete control over what they accept from people selling. You have to submit the car, they have to review it, they agree to your reserve price or might urge you to go no reserve. So they are actively involved in curating and screening who is selling cars on their website. In 2023, a Ferrari F40 sold for $2.9 million and a McLaren F1 in 2019 for $5.4 million. This is a big business. They make good money from it, they make good commission, and they were acquired by Hearst Publications 2020. They're also the publisher of Car and Driver. Folks, this is no longer just Randy sending emails to his friends and growing it. This is a full-fledged business selling billions of dollars of cars. And this is where I believe the problem comes in. They're an active participant in this. They're screening, they're talking to the seller, they're asking questions, they're negotiating reserve prices, no reserve, commissions, giving guidance on pictures, creating a description in some cases. It's just not a platform that's software. They have people in the Bay Area actually actively involved in promoting, listing, curating, approving all of this inventory. In conjunction with it being a major business, I do believe some of these complaints I've been hearing about have some merit. And over the past year, I've seen a lot of people posting, "I got scammed, I got ripped off, I won the auction, and then everything fell apart and they wanted more money," or the seller claimed there was $10,000 worth of work done to the car and none was done. Bring a Trailer seems to take the position that, they are kind of held without any responsibility. In some cases, they'll ban the seller and say they never will sell on our platform again, but we know how easy it is for them probably to filter that inventory through somebody else. But the buyer is still kind of left on the hook and screwed. One specific seller called Collectible Classics has a lot of people talking about them, and not in a good way. And this is the gripe I have with Bring a Trailer. I love buying a car from the car enthusiast down the street, across the nation, wherever, with a story. They have some blood, sweat, and tears into it, and me and that guy do business together. So often now, the website is inundated with big dealers selling mini cars. In fact, look at this one right here. 17 auctions live all at once. They're selling 17 vehicles at once. They have 18,118 thumbs up, so people liking the auctions will give a thumbs up. And then if you keep going down, you can look at everything they've sold. And I mean, we're talking a lot of inventory. The days of, they have 1,792 past listings. That is a lot of listings. given they joined the website May of 2022. Thank you for watching the video, but I want to take a quick break and give a shout out to one of my sponsors, WildCatch. WildCatch makes a lot of different insect and pest traps, including the WildCatch glue traps. $14.99. And why am I talking about mouse traps in this video? Well, because we're all car people, and being car people means in the winter, on the East Coast, a lot of those critters come inside to find warmth, and you don't want to find them inside of your car collection. These traps are big. You get a 6-pack for $14.99. They are sticky, and they will help minimize the damage those little mice can do to your car. Now, let's get back to the video, huh? In fact, if you do the math on that, they would have ran 603 auctions, doesn't mean they all sold, but 603 auctions in only 3 years. That's a boatload of inventory. Good for them, good business. But you're certainly not buying from the car enthusiast. Now, we can all say that the car enthusiast is doing consignment with them, yada, 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 yada. But the point being, though an active business, partnering with an active business, selling cars, and frankly, representing those cars and creating the publications that are getting approved by Bring a Trailer. So this guy posted on the Reddit page and it caught my attention. He posted 1 week ago. He bought a Jag that I believe was sold in May or June and asked very specific questions about the car. Specifically, does it have auto hold? Auto hold means you get to a stoplight, you take your foot off the brake, it's basically braking for you, it's auto holding until you hit the gas again. So he asked all the questions and was told, yes, it has auto hold. Buys the car, pays for it, it shows up at his house. There's no auto hold on this car at all. So he calls them up and they said, oh, we actually used Google and probably Gemini, Google AI, said, oh yeah, it has auto hold. But did that specific car have auto hold? The answer was no. So their listing on Bring a Trailer wasn't accurate. They just assumed it was because so many of these websites are now using AI to create the description. AI thought it had auto hold, the dealership didn't verify, Bring a Trailer didn't verify, and then the buyer buys something with a feature that's very important to him, and it doesn't have it. So I did a little more Googling, I looked at some more Reddit posts, and I started to triangulate. There is a theme, and there's a theme that there's a lot of people selling on Bring a Trailer that are not representing the vehicles accurately. In fact, this guy here on YouTube, he bought a car. This is called This Week in Cars. And this Land Rover, one of these Land Rovers was claimed to have had $10,000+ of maintenance done to it. So upon further investigation, he discovered, yikes, all of this work, this $10,000 worth of work was not done. So in his case, and like so many other cases, nothing, completely out of luck.
Nothing, completely out of luck.
Basically, fictitious information was on the listing. It wasn't validated. It wasn't representative in the right way. And now you bought the vehicle and you're just totally out of luck. There's also another talk happening pretty aggressively in the car community. You go to a Cars and Coffee, you go to one of the big swaps, one of the big car shows, some of the auctions even, people are like, hey, shill bidding. Shill bidding is when there's fictitious bids to drive up the price. But what's the point of having a no reserve auction if they're just going to put fake bids in to drive it up to a reserve that they want as a minimum bid? Well, no reserve is more exciting and it gets action in the crowd and people start bidding. Well, that approach, evidently, people are claiming is on Bring a Trailer as well. So the summary here is, I'm a little disappointed that it seems like Bring a Trailer has turned into just a really big company. And that's what happens, right? We all have aspirations to start something and make a lot of money. But I think in doing so, it's really catering to these dealers getting involved, listing 600 plus cars a year without properly doing their due diligence. And then it brings into question, should Bring a Trailer really just say, hey, it's not our problem, we're sorry, trailer anymore? So I want to hear from you. What do you think about all of my yapping? Have you experienced any issues on Bring a Trailer? What do you think of some of these examples I showed, like the $10,000 in repairs, the auto hold not being present? Oh, and by the way, these are active lawsuits. Some of these are active lawsuits that you can search and find yourself, just like I did. So this isn't just somebody yapping. They actually filed in the state of California a lawsuit against Bring a Trailer. This is Jason with jamzDOTnet, cars, DIY, and adventures. Let me know in the comments what you think. Tell me your stories, and let's have a good discussion. Thanks for watching.